Well, like I said before, after the first that relationship that did not work out, I went back online and I remember I saw somebody waving me. I went to look at the profile and look at everything about you. I saw from Kenya. I saw you just moving to United Kingdom. I saw you're working as a nurse here, and I look at your age as well, and all those things are things I was looking at.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to Carol Kioi Moments. And today in our studio we are having our guest, and this guest of mine is part of my life. And we are going to be discussing as a continuation of how I met my husband. So due to greater demand from our online family members, that is YouTube followers, they've said that I've done a lot of talk about this man that I met. They want him on. And I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell us as we continue discussing on our meeting, our relationship, and then our marriage. Welcome our guests. Please say hi to our viewers.
Good afternoon, audience. My name is Victor Uchenna Awo. I am from Asaba. Asaba is in Delta State, one of the 36 states in Nigeria. I had my primary, secondary, and tertiary institution in Nigeria. I work for about 13 years in the financial industry. I started with a finance company, and we are also a member of Nigerian Stock Exchange. We deal on stock and shares. Thereafter, I moved to insurance. I worked with an insurance brokerage firm for about 2 years, then moved to a full-fledged insurance company called IGI. I was a sales executive, and I made a tremendous impact in the organization before leaving. When I realized that the financial industry in Nigeria was going downward, and I didn't see myself moving forward at that point, I decided to relocate to United Kingdom. Yes.
Oh, thank you very much for the journey, and for even giving us a background of where you grew up in. And that's a very beautiful city. I've been to Asaba, very beautiful people. Yeah, it's a good place to be. So now this journey of ours of marriage, I know I've discussed about how we met. People would like also to hear your part of the story. Maybe you can start by telling us marital status. What can you tell us even before we continue? Do you want to tell us about your marital status, your family there before we met?
Yes, I was once married, but I lost my wife on the way. We have 3 children together. Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, may her soul rest in peace, even if I never got to meet her. But may her soul rest in peace.
Amen.
So now you can tell us then, because having been married for a couple of years and then having 3 children, being a husband, father, and then your marital status changed into being single again. So how then did you prepare for your marriage, now your second marriage?
I lost my wife in 2013. To be precise, 17th of October, 2013. At first, I did not just made up my mind to get married. It took me some years. The reason is this. I wanted to make sure my children finished universities, at least the first 2 of the 3, because the age gap between the number 2 and number 3 is just about 7 years difference. So I want to make sure that the first 2 are out of the university and they're a little bit stable. Then before I can now decide to marry again. Yes, towards that end of 2018 or thereabout, I started having this urge that I want to marry again. Being a young man and being a Christian, I don't want to engage myself in, moving from one woman to other. I just made up my mind that yes, it's good for me to marry again. And the Bible said that it's not good for a man to be alone. And at the same time, I have to look at the other things, benefits of marriage, being that I've been part of it before, I've been married before. That's what I can say for now.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Even to help us understand that you gave yourself time to mourn your lovely wife for 5 years. And with time, physically, you felt you had now an urge to get married. And so this is something that is helping us to understand that it gave you time maybe to prepare for it and be able to feel that now your heart is ready to move on. I think it's an important aspect. Yeah. So then what does it, the details of emotionally and psychologically, your thoughts, remember you have children, you have other people. So we're just wondering, what can you share with us? How did you prepare emotionally and psychologically so that you can work together with your children and family members? Because you remember, Victor, you're dating as a dad and a brother who has ever dated there before. It's different from a single man who do not have children. So emotionally and psychologically, how did you prepare that, knowing you're a dad and everything? Did you consider anything?
Yeah, I first thing is my kids. Being that they know their mother, that's the only person they know. And now I'm coming to introduce somebody else to them that's the mom or stepmom. Yeah. I have to think about it. So one of my prayer was for God to give me a wife that we understand, we're able to, a woman who knows God and who has feeling for kids or children. Yes, I have to pray. I have to ask God to give me the wife that will understand me, that will have the same ideology, the same thinking, the same type of things I like, and yes, those are the things. I have to pray fast and ask God to direct my steps. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good idea. For you even to prepare spiritually on to your next journey. And maybe you can tell us now, because I remember I shared that we met virtually and in a Christian organization that is an online one. So maybe you can tell us your journey in that organization all the way to how we met. Help us understand.
Well, I would just try to see how I can maneuver this one. Well, when I made up my mind, like I said, in this part of the world, it's not easy to see women just where we live in Africa, where you can go on the road everywhere. Yes, women, this and that. In this part of the world, due to the nature of the kind of weather we have here, that keeps people indoor. We live in a temperature where sometimes temperature is minus. So it makes the social life here boring, a kind of. It's quite different from Africa. In Africa, weather is it's okay. The temperature, you can go out at any time and not socialize. Not that you cannot see anybody in the church, but it will not be in your favor. So it depends. So I thought about this Christian organization. I was discussing with a friend who told me that that is where he's also looking for a future partner. So I said, well, he is on another side entirely. I told him that I want a Christian woman. I want somebody who fears God. And I believe I will prefer a Christian side. The journey was not easy because I met few people on the way. Some we chatted, we tried to see if things will work out by meeting each other, going out and able to ask ourselves what we want. And I remember somebody who told me, I think that was the last person I saw before you, he was telling me she's a Catholic. and both of us cannot go to the same church. I will not be able to. She will not be able to follow me to my own church. And I thought of so many things. Somebody from Catholic background and Pentecostal. I don't know how it's going to be, and I don't want to find myself tomorrow not going to church, or we having issue quarrel because that we are not the same yoke. The Bible says equal yoke, so we are not the same. So I just call it off, and that's it. Yes, that's what I can remember now.
Okay, I think there's a point there that I've realized, because those are just denomination measurements of various denominations. There is a Pentecostal, which you're saying you belong, and then you met someone from the Catholic, which you belonged. And I think the issue here is not even really the denomination name. It's on agreement. If you agree and say, okay, we will follow one of these because it has same values as mine, I think that's easier. But as you're saying, the challenge here was there was no agreement. So the person wanted to remain in their denomination, and you wanted to remain in a denomination, which could have been challenging for you if you were to get married. Because, for example, you can imagine on Sunday you wake up, everybody zooms to their church, you cannot even share the teachings. How about if children come in that marriage? Where will those children follow? So I think even our viewers, by the way, you will watch in our other various preparations for marriage that we had discussed, and you'll see spiritual preparation is one of the important one, just as emotional and psychological and physical preparations, including also financial. And hey, have you subscribed to our channel? Please subscribe to Carol Kioi Moments. This is a channel where we discuss life conversations, and we have a tagline where we say, life is a journey, walk in it. Hey, life gives us very many steps and matters as we move along in life. What is important is to keep on moving, to keep on walking. And we also want to encourage you to share with your friends, and keep on turning on your notifications so that you can receive our videos every time we release. And also feel free to comment, to suggest. We really value all the suggestions and comments. Some people prefer to do it privately. Some people prefer to do it online. But the advantage of commenting online is that other Carol Kioi Moments members also and followers will be able to see. So back to our discussion now, because you're saying spiritually, you knew that what you wanted. You've been there for a while, and you are still looking for a mate. Maybe you can tell us now. There's this lady called Carol Kioi who this lady Carol Kioi who joined, because now we are narrowing down. She gave her story, and Carol Kioi is me. So you can tell us then that what do you remember about meeting online and our journey of relationship?
Well, like I said before, after the first that relationship that did not work out, I went back online, and I remember I saw somebody waving me, and I have to, I went to look at the profile and look at everything about you. I saw from Kenya. I saw you just moving to United Kingdom. I saw you're working as a nurse here, and I look at your age as well, and all those things are things I was looking at. Check whether you are divorcee or single and all those stuff. So yes, those are the first thing I look at. And before I waved my hand back again to you, and I think I remember trying to I sent messages, but there was no response. So I said, okay. So I think the following day you responded to my text message, and we started talking from there. I remember we spoke for that night. I think it was a marathon night, I call it, because it was four good hours. And like I said, I already know what I want. I was not looking for a girlfriend. I told you from day one, I was not here for girlfriend. I don't want a sharp. I just want the real thing, and looking at you, I saw your pictures even before we met. I look at what I want in a woman, apart from about physical. If you look at physical and every other thing, you feed your eyes first. So my eyes was the first thing that I'm able to, figure what I want. And the rest was just to meet you and able to have that interaction, able to discuss and know the whether you are we're compatible or not. So yes, that's what I can remember. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I know it's hard work for a woman also, but I feel like for a man it's also hard work. Or is it harder? Because I'm imagining you're making a decision, you need to be upright with it. I think also part of the prayers at this point helps, and the value someone has done in advance. Because remind me, how long were you in that app before I met in that group?
I think I was just in and out.
Okay.
What was about a year or so, thereabout. About a year. Yeah.
Yeah. So it means you had met many other people, unlike me, who it was, I think, my first 72 hours. But I remember during our discussion,
I met a few.
Yeah.
Yes, I can maybe 4 or 5.
Yes, there was that.
I know I met somebody from Zimbabwe. I met yourself. I met one from Honduras, a black
Honduras, okay,
Honduras, Latin America, and I think Nigeria too.
Okay,
yes. We had just had the discussions and it did not go far. Then we just moved to the next person that is available. Yeah.
And as you keep on reminding people, you see, dating, it's I look at it like the researchers, they do a lot of data collection, and out of that data collection, it is not everything that is used. It's not everything that will make sense. It's like dating. You will meet many people, some even for a week, a month. Some people maybe just even one date. Like I remember I told you, I met a man, but that was back in Kenya. Maybe it's a story we should do another video. But our date ended within 3 hours. And we never even met again and everything. It's a story for another day about dating. But so because of the values and what you want, I think it is okay for someone to meet many people until you meet the right one. Because at times people say, oh, I've met very many people, I've not met the right one. Maybe now, God, give me any man or give me any woman. I always find at this point that's a very dangerous prayer, because any man, any woman you will get. So what will you do with them? Is it just about saying, oh, by the way, I'm getting married or I'm dating now, I have someone to go out with, and you're getting wired up in someone that you know for sure does not have your values? Because for me, what I believe in, you see, like the 5 women, for example, or so you met, it is not that they are anything wrong, but they were not meant for you. They will even be married, have very successful marriages in the people who agree with their values. So what I look about in dating is they are meant for someone else.
That's correct.
We are not saying anybody is wrong for everybody, but for you, you need to know. So so there's this time now we met, we talked overnight, and maybe because I remember I shared it in the video that on how we met. How was it the first week? Because it was for 1 week before we met face to face. How did we nurture our relationship? Remember, it was COVID time. How did we nurture it for that 1 week before we met face to face?
Yeah, well, it was through phone. There's nothing we can do, video calls and so on. Yeah, chat, call at work at times. How are you? What are you doing now? And so on and so forth. So yes, we were chatting and talking, trying to know more about ourselves and our families. Yes, I think that was what we did in that first week.
Yeah.
Before we met.
Yeah. Okay. Then so the day comes. Remember, maybe this is a part that we can mention during COVID because of the restrictions. So it was a little bit challenging, but fortunately at that time, there was openings for people yet to meet. It was not very strict. It's the early days or so. I think there was some openings and we were able to meet, because just as a rehearsal of people who know about lockdown time, there was a time, especially in UK, some counties would be opened up. People can only meet within their county because Victor was in one county different from mine. We could not have met, but around that time, people would meet. It had been authorized. It was that opening. So we made an arrangement to meet in 1 week's time, and we met. By the way, how was your preparation to meet me as a stranger? Were you scared?
No,
Were
no,
you
no,
anxious?
no.
Really?
I'm not scared. I'm a Niger man, so I can't be scared. You rather you be scared of me. Like people said, where Nigerians were sharp people. Yeah. We have a slogan. We say in Nigeria, we say we know Nigeria no they carry last. So we don't carry last. We're always in the forefront of everything, whether it's good or bad. We're there. So I know I'm going to meet somebody, and my mind was prepared. So there was nothing to fear. Is for me to see you and now said, yes, this is the person I saw on online. Yes, there was nothing to fear.
Oh gosh, I think because you're a man. Because by the way, people, I've shared how I met him and the feeling for the first time. I'm going to pin it for you to do a follow up on this story. I'll be doing a few videos to pin up so that you can follow up. But personally, I mentioned being a stranger, going to a park, and the way here sometimes park you hear people have been knifed. Some rogue people will just come and give knives. And again, meeting you, you were not even thinking of meeting an East African, a Kenyan, and you're Nigerian. You didn't even prepare for anything. You are not scared.
No, scared of what? Like I said, I'm a Nigerian. We are not scared of anything.
Bring it on, whatever.
Anything that comes, we just take it. Yes, I know I was in a good platform because I've met people, like I said.
By the way.
It's a good site, Christian site, and I always encourage people to go there. I don't know now, but I would know at that time it was a very good site.
Yeah.
People responsible. Sites you paid money to join is not just those sites where you go free and they just subscribe and no. When you pay money, you will pay money and you are paying the money for something. And that something is something that you would like.
Yeah.
You make your choice and that's it. So yeah,
but it's true. I hear you. And maybe something just to add there, kind of a disclaimer. In any dating, be it physical or online, you need to make the precaution measures. Like if someone starts to ask you money online, if they start to demand online, you've never even met with them, they start telling you how you can be in a good deal with them, you've never even met with them, I think you need to be very, very careful, because even you can meet people physically or people that you know and still it goes sour. So I think during dating, no matter where, even through a Christian group or not, we'll still have one or two people who are fake. So you need to be cautious of that. Because you might meet with this person, meet with them as a stranger, meet with them as someone you want to build your relationship, because they will tell you they are born again and you don't know what born again means to them. And because, like you were saying, in that group, part of the profiling, what I liked was it was asking tiny, tiny details, which I thought they were very important, including, do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you like to keep pets? You remember we discussed that, like whether you'd like to keep pets. You say yes or no. How many children do you have? How many do you want to get? Very, very tiny details. I think I prefer that because it gives someone an avenue. Even when someone is approaching you, you'll tell them, hey, I told you I cannot keep a pet, a dog or a cat, because you are already confirming what you said. So I think it was very nice. Yes. So, and then there comes a day we are meeting. What do you remember about the day we met now face to face?
No, it was all fun. I know I saw you from a distance and, when you've not seen somebody, we're looking from, where are you? You just told me I'm in the other side of the station. When I saw you, I said, okay.
The train station.
I was nodding my head. I said, yes, I think this is what I saw. Here she comes. Carol Kioi. So, yes. Then we moved to the park and we had a very good time. We continued our discussion about our families, what we want, how we're going to do it, and so on and so forth. Even with the wedding, everything was what do you want in the wedding? How do you want your wedding to look like, and so on and so forth. Although you told me that you want to think about it, but I know we discussed extensively on that area as well until you gave me the final feedback after some few weeks. Then the rest is story today.
Yeah. I think that's another good point that I've remembered. People, by being genuine, it helps. I remember a story of a lady who met same kind of online and didn't say, and in their dating didn't say a few things. And when they met, the lady was older than the man. It's a story I read on the internet, so it's not people that I know. So the lady was at the corner that she said she was seated. When this guy was approaching, it kept on asking, "How are you dressed?" And the lady kept on saying how they were dressed. And this man kept on thinking this is a joke. So sometimes people Photoshop, keeps on, you are thinking you are chatting with that person and it's a fake one. So this story said when the man was near the table, which was at the corner, and they saw the lady saying she's the one, just passed through the exit door and went. So I think even if someone is meeting and dating virtually, it's good to be honest.
That's true.
Because even sometimes people give face.
That's if you are genuine. Because there are people who come online and they are not what they told you they are.
Exactly. And it contributes to the relationship.
Some are there just to get what they want. You know what I mean? Yeah. Take the woman to, sort of things. And after some months, they will just find one excuse and say, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to continue."
Yeah.
So it's just by the grace of God. One, that is why you need to prepare in everything you want to do. You need to pray, you need to fast, and God will direct your footsteps so that you don't meet this set of people.
Yeah.
So I believe that was my journey. I already asked God, this is what I want. I have gone through this before and it was a successful one. But it pleases him to say, well, the woman, I want her. So that is the journey. And I don't want to make that mistake. I remember telling you, I don't believe in divorce. And I'm still saying it for people who are watching me. I'm a Christian and I don't believe in divorce. I did not meet my father, divorce my mother. He never divorced my mother. So I don't want to be part of those people that will be in the history book of divorce. So I've told my God, this is what I want. And that's it. We don't have any problem. We don't like going to church or things that has to do with church. We don't struggle for it. Yeah. We already know what we want. We don't struggle in the night that we want to pray. We don't struggle. In fact, anything that has to do with God, we don't struggle for it. That is what I want to add to what you said.
Yeah, it's true, because I remember I was sharing this story with very good friends of ours, and they thought, "Hey, you people, you did something called speed dating." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Because how can you say on your first date you have discussed all the way to marriage?"
Because we're adults.
And I think, honestly, let me tell you, people, dating in maturity, definitely we dated both of us when we were above 40 years. I think it's fun. Because you see, you date, then you go to engagement, then you go to courtship, then you tell your parents, then you get married. All those stages. We did everything within 6 hours.
I did those ones when I was young. And like I said, I told you, hey, are you for this? Because I'm not saying girlfriend. I'm not coming for girlfriend. Mine is to discuss with you, provided I have seen what I like. The another thing I want to know about you is your character. That's what I want to know. Although you can't know everything, but the way somebody talks to you, we're able to, if you have the spirit to design somebody, you can easily know where this person is going to. It might not be 100% correct. It might not be 100%, but at least you will get a pass mark. So those are the things I was looking for. I myself am not a perfect man. I have my own shortcomings. So I'm not expecting Carol Kioi to be a saint, but does she have my basic requirements, what I want as in a woman? Yes. You understand me? So that's where we are today.
Yeah, because I remember even some point, I think that's why I said I couldn't even give an answer on that day, because that day when we met, other than we had discussed even on phone, I was like, gosh, okay, so when am I going to be pampered? Because I remember even at the park, you kept on saying, so I said, but you're my friend. You say, no, I'm not your friend. I'm going to be your husband. You better start practicing now.
As the spirit of Igbo man.
I think I was wondering when they were saying that. And then I was saying, no, it's okay. You can be my boyfriend. You say me to be your boyfriend. You even made it look so awkward because you were saying, me at my age, I be your boyfriend. I'm like, okay, be my man friend. We see where we are heading. You say you continue with those things. And then I say, you still owe me to be your girlfriend. Say, no, if you are not a girlfriend to other men, me, I know you're my wife. And it's true. When we would talk on phone, especially the initial days, I used to be uncomfortable because you would say, for example, my wife, have you eaten? And we are dating. I would find it so awkward. But on that day, I remember you were really, because you really wanted me to meet your children. And maybe this is something I can advise women, or maybe vice versa men. When you date someone with children, be it a man, be it a woman, I think it's important. I'm not saying at the initial stages, no, because every dating takes time to mature differently. But when you're ready to go to the next step, I think it's important for you to meet the children, because children also will talk a lot on how they feel, whether they accept. You'll be able to know what kind of children.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very important because we cannot ignore these children in a relationship with children. Likewise, if I had children, I would have wanted Victor to meet with them. But in this case, ours was not a marriage with children from both the man and the woman, because it's only Victor who had children. So he kept on saying he wants me to meet his 3 children. And when we were ready, I had to do that at an early point so that we can be able to work with them, try to look for synergy, acceptance, and all that. And remember, once again, I'm from East Africa, he's from West Africa, so that we can be able to see, understand, and synergize together. And within a short time, I think, Victor, also your life is really a quick one, because I think within a month or less, you wanted me to meet your mom. I think less, your mom, your sister, and everything. Yeah. So some of these things, I know it could be depending on how the relationship is growing. But having dated in my 20s, in my 30s, and in my 40s, I realized in my 40s, dating was simpler, easier, and seamless, because I've spent more time in prayers. I've spent more time having had relationship and working with people. So I know what I want. It was easy. And that is why maybe when we met on our first date, we discussed all the way to wedding. Like, do you want us to move in? And fortunately, both of us felt, because of our values and belief system, we said, no, we are not. In spite of the COVID, we will wait until everything is out, and we still trust God is going to help us get a window. You remember during COVID, it seems like COVID will never stop. So as we were planning with faith, especially here in the UK, it wasn't a joke. Again, I'm a nurse, and being a nurse, as a healthcare worker and supporting the healthcare system in this country, you couldn't joke. We were seeing real life what is happening with the medical fraternity, the infection, the death. So it was a real thing. I know some countries, they didn't see it happening. As it was, you go to work every day, you're losing people, colleagues are coming in sick, sometimes they're dying or something. So it was real. So to us, we were planning, imagine even weddings with faith. We said, fine, God will help us. Since I told Victor, no, my journey, my faith, and everything, I cannot move in to live with a man. It has to be a wedding. No matter, even if we will walk 2 of us, get our blessing from a pastor, that is what we'll do. And him also is saying, no, he can't. He wants a blessed wedding. So it was easy. You see, discuss things early the way they are. So even as we were planning knowing that is what he's going to do. And we continued with our plans. And I remember we had like 2 dates. And the date that we set was, I think, the country lockdown, isn't it, love? I think the country lockdown.
Yeah.
And even our, are they called, service providers for the wedding, the photographers, the cake or something. We didn't even know how many people, because I remember initially it was only virtual weddings when the COVID was very high. At that time, we were still very early in our relationship, so it didn't matter. Then it was opened up to 4 people could meet together and do a wedding. Then it went to 6 people, meaning it's only the 2 witnesses, the groom, the bride, and 2 other people. Then by the time it opened up, it went to 30. Actually, that is when we thought it's a good time. Within 2 weeks.
They brought it down.
They brought it down because COVID
To
increased.
15.
It went to 15. We were planning virtually. Remember even getting a gown. I couldn't. I had to go online, go very far places. And even when you're fitting it, it's thrown through the window because you can't touch. And remember the accountability. People, even neighbors, would call the police for you when you break the rules. So it would be thrown through the window. Maybe that's another video you should make on my preparation during COVID. I think what we are going to do, because also this channel, for if you are new in this channel, it's basically to encourage us and to encourage everyone. Because as we're saying, life is a journey, walk in it. Our experiences are out there to help people be encouraged and be ministered to. So maybe we will talk about when in challenging times, how to still hold on. Because I think our wedding was one of those ones, it will remain a testimony because it wasn't easy. So I think we are going to make another video so that this one is not very long and it will be specifically about our wedding. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is now just telling people how we met and your version. Then we are going to make another video on our wedding so that we don't maybe detail people so much. Let's now discuss this, but we are going to have another one and bring even our photos, see the family, because we feel like our wedding, everybody who attended was a family member. We'll discuss about that. Yeah, so I think that is where we are, and we really want to appreciate you for coming on, Carol Kioi. Most of the time you're behind the scene, so they have seen. Some of my friends have been saying, who is this Victor? We want to hear him talking. We want to see him. Why didn't you do the other video with him? So here he is. Thank you for gracing the
I am the Oga. Well, like Kenyans would call it, says Oga.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Viewers, thank you very much, viewers. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Do you have a parting shot for people as we end the video?
Nothing. The only thing I would say that it's always good to trust God in everything you want to do. Pray, fast, and ask God to give you the best, and definitely you will get an answer.
Amen.
Thank you. Yeah.
Amen. So thank you very much. We'll catch with you in the next videos that are upcoming. Please, if you're new in this channel, subscribe, keep on sharing, watch our videos. There are very many, I think over now, almost like 100 videos on the channel. Keep on watching, share with your friends as we walk in this journey, because hey, life is a journey, walk in it. So till we get to meet you again, we want to bid you bye and God bless.
Bye.
Bye.